Brodes Media.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. What a crazy night last night. Zach Wheeler, wow, did not expect that to happen. It came out of nowhere. I'm watching the run on his pitches. They look beautiful, and then before I know it, excuse me? You're down what? You're down, huh? Chris Sale on the ball? Yeah, I don't know how this is going to get done. 8-0. It was rough. Now, every couple of months, my body needs a hard reset. It needs a hard recalibration. And last night, it happened. So that's why there was no post-game pod or post 2 games in 1 day pod, because when it was 8-0, I zonked. And I woke up around 3 or 4 a.m. and I went, holy hell. Then I fell right back asleep and pounded through some nice REM and pretty damn deep sleep. So I needed it. My body went through it. What are you going to do? So here we are talking about it the next day with this Brewer series right around the corner. But really, the game they lost, and game 2, the night of the doubleheader, game 3 really, but game 2 of the doubleheader, what are you going to do? I mean, Zach Wheeler's been a force. Zach Wheeler has had 1 billion scoreless innings in a row, and then he just happens to have a stinker. He happens to get beat up. 4th inning, the RAV4, it stings. But the chaos was really in the afternoon on Thursday. In what world did that game go the way that it did? Romano. Yo, Sean Murphy, I thought that thing was gone. I thought that thing was blasted. It goes foul. The final pitch to strike out, the final hitter, and you win the game? That was a couple inches low. Wow. I don't know how they did it. Marshawn, there's your answer. Marshawn led the team to the promised land. Homer, a maybe hit by pitch, but probably not hit by pitch. A gun behind the plate. I don't know what Albies was thinking, because that game was probably lost. If they don't, on a 4-pitch walk, by the way, if they don't try and take off right away. Now, it was a hose. And there has been talk about Romano not being able to hold on guys. And, you know, if you're a runner, you have an advantage because of his inability to be quick to the plate and all that. So I get it. There's plenty of reasons why you think you can get into scoring position rather quickly. But if you get Marshawn behind the dish and he's able to do his thing, then you just destroyed a rally. And they had a rally, but the rally would have been significantly more intense if he didn't get thrown out at first. Or at second, I should say. But, dude, think about this. You're able to generate a couple of outs, and you probably expect it to be a ho-hum. And then it turns into the sphincter getting tight. My sphincter was tight watching Strom. You also had Kyle go yard, though, for just an added bit of insurance. But that, you know, only lasted so long. It was a crazy ride. But they won 2 out of 3. They beat the Braves in the series. And they move on to the Milwaukee series. It was all over the place. It's a weird feeling. You find ways to win. I mean, I guess that's a good way to describe what this team is right now. Is it doesn't matter if you need to win 2-0 with a shutty. It doesn't matter if you need to squeeze out one of those emotional ones that you're riding the crazy ride, and in moments, in pockets, you feel lovely. And in moments, in pockets, you feel nauseous and nervous, and you're walking around the kitchen because you can't sit down because there's that uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. The anxiety is real. But you got to win those gross, grimy ones. You got to win the ones where you are loading up the bases. You are putting guys on for free. You are being stupid on 0-2 counts or 1-2 counts. Any favorable matchup for the pitcher. You leave one over the heart of the plate and someone does damage with it now. It's second and third, 2 outs in a 1-run game. You got to find a way to manage getting victories in those hostile environments. And I'm just laying out random scenarios, not that one in particular happening against the Braves, but I'm saying it gets ugly. It gets weird. And truth be told, I hate to tell you this. All right, I hope I'm not breaking news to you because then you're lacking brain cells on what this team is. But with the current state of the pen, with Matt Strahm here, with Romano here, you're going to get these games. You're going to get these games way more than you would like to admit. You're going to get these games and sit through this wildness consistently. Because I don't know what Strahm is. Romano seems to lock in at times, but when he doesn't lock in, hey-yo, hold on to the nutsack. They won 2 out of 3, though. Again. The job was see a division opponent and kick their teeth in when they're already down. This was big for the Braves. Mentally, think about where they stand, right? Awful start of the year. They managed to pull themselves out of that hole that they dug early in a way where it's not where they want to be, but it could be significantly worse. And now they're staring up at the NL East champs and the NL East top dogs this season. This is a way to make ground. This is a way to make noise. Ronald Acuna Jr. being back. Spencer Strider on the bump. He's returning, and those two are key contributors to what they are going to be this season. So you think they want to walk into this hostile environment saying, this is big for us. This is a big 3 games. They fucking dropped 2. Phillies say, yo, dude, no. It wasn't the most comfortable, but the message was, no. Speaking of messages, though, no message sent after all these guys get hit. Sosa, we know about Bryce getting drilled. Guys are getting hit. I think Turner got hit with an off-speed pitch in the foot. And I know that's not going to kill anybody, right? That's not going to destroy anybody physically. But it's just a, hey, you could get pushed around kind of thing. Rob Thompson made it very clear before the doubleheader that the reason why there's going to be no sort of response is we didn't feel it was intentional. And I didn't think it was intentional either. I thought it was intentional to go inside. I think it's intentional to think about trying to pitch close to Bryce Harper to make him aware, hey, this is my space. But when you have control issues coming off of Tommy John injury, you need to be aware that there's a risk involved that you're going to drill somebody in the damn elbow. So I don't think it was intentional to hit him. I think it was intentional to go inside to make a statement. But now that you see how the Braves were continuing to hit the Phils, and how you see the series shake out. Now, winning the series makes it easier because I think it's pretty clear what Rob wants to do. Instead of putting guys on base, putting the Braves on base and having them generate potential life, what he wants to do is beat them. And his way of getting back at that group for what they did to Bryce is to kick their ass, is to win the series, is to beat them up on the scoreboard. And in a way they did. Now, I would like that tone more if it was a sweep. It doesn't feel the same way. It doesn't have the same power and the same emphasis if it's just taking 2 out of 3, especially in the manner that it happened. Like, I really needed to see this doubleheader to give me more information on how I'd feel about the lack of throwing at somebody else. And I'll say this. I think the Phillies did enough where, okay, fine. They could get away with it. They could get away with not throwing at Acuna, not throwing at Ozzy Albies, not throwing at Matt Olson, not throwing at anybody. You could get away with it because you won the series, but it's not as cool, in my opinion, and it's not as loud as if you were to beat them up in 3 straight games and like fucking annihilate them. Fucking rip their head off their damn shoulders. Then it would be like, dude, okay, get it. You hit Bryce and whatever. It's not whatever. It's Bryce Harper, but you get my point is, you lost 7-0. You lost 6-1. You lost 7-2. You suck. And you're not going to have us go down to your level. Because we are now taking over as the group of the NL East. It was once the Braves for a long time. No, not anymore. That's the vibe I'd get if they managed to really annihilate the Braves. They didn't do that. They managed to win 2 out of 3 and win a really greasy one that was actually ready to go the other way. And probably got a tad lucky. But at the same time, not that this is luck, because I've seen Michael Harris have 1 billion home runs robbed against us in the past. I mean, there was a home run that would have put more runs on the board that got snagged out in center field. Now, that's not luck. That's having a phenomenal center fielder who can make that play. I've seen him make that play way too much. It makes me sick. It makes me nauseous. I want to throw up. I hate it. I can't stand it. It happens too much for my liking, but that's what happened. And the amount of balls that died at the wall that I thought were going to go deeper and carry, and then here you go. It died at the track. What the hell? So it easily could have been, a different margin, if you will. A crazy game, man. Just a crazy game. Crazy game. In the 8th inning, the fact that you have bases loaded in a tie baseball game, and you think to yourself, listen, they're going to manage to get multiple runs here. They're going to manage to get 3, 4, 5 runs maybe, huh? How about that, being a little optimistic? They get 1 on a hit by pitch. And then the Braves couldn't do enough in their 9th inning. But that Murphy foul ball, dude. That Murphy foul ball. Even that final strikeout. Oh, makes my heart race. What else makes my heart race is opening up my front door, opening up my back door, and seeing my luscious lawn. Green Lawn Fertilizing. I'm so in love whenever I see my lawn progressing and recovering, thanks to the experts. My heart races with joy. And if I told you right now, you can get 50% off your first 2 treatments, you should say, hey, Brodes, where do I sign up? Well, that's a fascinating, fantastic question. And the answer is down below in the description. If you click that link down below, it'll take you to the Green Lawn Fertilizing's website, and automatically it'll tell them Brodes sent me, and you will get 50% off your first 2 treatments. We are in the process of going through treatment 4 and keeping an eye out on the progression of our lawn. And the experts came out recently and they checked it all out. They said everything's progressing perfectly. Everything's where it needs to be. Our schedule, our timeline, it's right on the money. Your lawn is doing its job, doing its work, and it is absolutely becoming what we want it to be. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love. You need to have a great lawn too. My neighbors are starting to ask me about my lawn. My family coming over. It's like, dude, my mother came over yesterday to hang out with my daughter. And she goes, I really realize your lawn. Hey, Green Lawn Fertilizing. Make sure you check them all out and talk to the experts. Okay. With that, we'll take a look here at the Anytime Hotline, and we'll take a call. Let's go to Amadeo.
The results that we saw from the doubleheader tonight is the exact reason why that Tuesday's win was so important to win the first game of the series against Spencer Strider, because we probably all had a feeling, seeing the weather on Wednesday, that Wednesday's game was going to get pushed back. It would cause a doubleheader today. And we all know the usual saying about it's very hard to sweep doubleheaders. Well, that fact stands true with this situation here. Granted, I didn't think Game 2 would be as lopsided as it was, considering you had Zach Wheeler on the mound. Now, I don't know what happened with Zach Wheeler. Something just stopped working. He looked very good for 3 innings, and then just something fell apart. And Wheeler deserves the break. He had so many scoreless outings going into that situation, so there's no reason to kill him. It's just like, man, why'd you blow up so badly? And then once the Braves scored those runs, yeah, they had the bases loaded opportunity. I just didn't think the Phillies were going to get anything off sale. So it was just chalk it up to, okay, it's a doubleheader. You're not going to sweep a doubleheader. Game 1 was the Rafael Marchand game, and he was very huge for you offensively and defensively. But my God, Game 1 of the doubleheader still shows that you need so much bullpen help because Matt Strahm, ever since Alvarado got suspended, he hasn't been reliable. And then Romano, oh my God, that was the biggest heart attack I've ever had in my life. My God. But let's chalk this up to a series win. You didn't quote-unquote burying the Braves by sweeping them, but still winning 2 of 3 is a really good thing. And you continue to win the series. So I'll throw this Game 2 in the trash because it was a Game 2 of a doubleheader. So, not going to kill them for it.
No, I won't kill them for it either. And there's actually 3 things I want to chew on based off of what you just said. And yeah, look, I'm not going to crush Zach Wheeler. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. He's so amazing that it's almost stunning when you see an inning like that. I think that's what knocked me out. Swear to God, I think that's what made me crash. I think that's what made my body go in shutdown mode is, what the hell? That stuff doesn't happen. If he's shoving, if he's throwing a gem, if he's dipping into his filthy bag, guess what? I mean, there's no way I'm falling asleep doing that. My eyes are glued wide open. I'm watching 7 Shotty. I'm watching 8 Shotty. That was crazy. But the bullpen stuff, yeah, I mean, it's nothing new. It's not anything we don't know. From now until the deadline, this is going to be what it is. Yes, there will be outings where you see a 7-8-9 Kerkering, Strahm, Romano, and it goes smoothly, and it goes well, and it goes perfectly. And then you'll get these. And Strahm's been shaky a lot of the year. You know, there's been pockets of okay, but so we know this. This is nothing new. No 1 outing or 2 outings is now going to make me believe that they are elite. Now, individually speaking, there are some things over a couple of outings, like Kerkering, for example. I've always been a little 50-50, 1 foot in, 1 foot out on Kerkering. There's going to be times where I go, see, that's why I'm not bought in. But then there's going to be times where I go, oh, man, hold on, those 3 outings in a row. But as a collective unit, we know since day 1. We know since the offseason. They didn't do enough. So I will continue to bang the drum of, hey, Abel, hey, Sanchez or Ranger, hey, somebody internally go to the pen. Painter's in the pen for the playoffs. I'm already writing that in. If you're a smart baseball mind, Dave, you know that's what you have to do. He'll start in the regular season, get his starts, blah, 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 playoff time, boom. If he's elite, boom. Adam Wainwright, David Price, Clayton Kershaw, all these young, at their time, very young, but phenomenal career starters, all did that during the beginning stages of their career. That's what great pitchers do. Painter, boom. They got to do it. They got to make moves still. I mean, that's inevitable. So the bullpen, yes. I want to push back a little bit on the bases loaded thing with Bohm. Yes, Chris Sale was on the mound. Yes, Chris Sale is phenomenal. When the game was where it was, 4-0, bases loaded, Bohm up, I need more. I mean, quite frankly, that's the truth. I need more. Even if it's 2 runs there, 4-2. Hey. I guess now that the game's over, it's easier to maybe sit back and realize it probably wasn't in your cards anyway for that particular game. You already won Game 1 of the doubleheader. It's a tough spot to be in. It's a long day. It gets intense. Again, here I am snoring on the couch. I can't even make it through 2 games. Yet some of these guys got to play the 2 games. I just know they get paid billions of dollars. You pay me $1 billion to stay up and watch these 2 games or playing 2 baseball games in a day. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. But it's a draining day, so it's easy to sit back now and say that. But yo, Boomer, come on, man. Come on, man. Give us a chance. Whether you fall flat or not by the end of the game, so be it. But give us a chance. I was very disappointed in that spot. Here's the last thing that I want to bounce off of with that call, and that's Marshawn. Everyone has heard the standard cliche of how difficult it is to be a backup catcher, especially behind someone like JT Realmuto, where he's going to get the bread and butter of it all. He's going to get majority of it all, and then you don't have a lot of time to earn flow or to gain flow or to get into any sort of rhythm, right? I guess I'll use the team as an example. In the beginning of the year, it was very difficult to watch them with runners in scoring position and say, man, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. Then you have the crowd that says, listen, it's April. It's April. It's the end of March. Give them a chance to sort of get enough ABs. Well, because of the lack of time Marshawn gets to play. And look, I've been on the record saying, hey, maybe it's time to go back to Stubbs. Now I think I'll complain about Stubbs 3 games into his call-up, all that stuff. I don't know if either of them are the answer, but finally, we got a taste of what we expected out of Marshawn. Now, I don't expect him to a homer, a hit by pitch, gun out, and Saget. Like he was dominant that game. I don't expect him to take over wins and take over games and be the stud star that's helping you win games at that level where you are the superstar of the day. Like, I don't expect it to be to that clip. But we saw what we thought Marshawn could be for the first time this year. Because he's so limited in playing time, because he's so limited in getting flow, is he now finally at a point where he's comfortable? And, the everyday guys, they get to do it every day, so they hit that earlier. Marshawn doesn't get to play that much, so he hits it later than everybody else. Is he now in a spot where he feels a bit comfortable now? He's gotten enough at-bats, and again, not what you would love, but it takes a bit to establish yourself traditionally as an everyday player. Now factor in you're getting a fourth of the at-bats. Well, then that's probably going to drag out longer for you to finally feel right, feel your groove. Do we have Marshawn finally comfortable in this role and seeing enough pitches, getting enough at-bats, and this is almost the not going out party or whatever, but coming out party. But it's a nice sprinkle of what is in Marshawn and why we were excited about the idea of Marshawn. He finally showed us that. It's in there. But can he build off of it? This is the first time I'm asking that question, so it's important that it's at least marinating in my brain of mine. All right, listen, that's going to do it. Again, I apologize for the late upload compared to when the game ended, but once in a blue moon, my body clock, listen, I'm on, till 2 a.m. nights. I wake up at 8 a.m. I got the baby. I got this, games, this, that. My body clock bounces all around that. Once in a blue moon, it just has like a crazy crash, and it's got to reset, and that's what this is. So, appreciate it. You guys are the best. I love you. We'll be talking very soon. Go Phils. Talk to you on the next one.